Hey everybody, I gotta go do some grocery shopping right now, but when I get back, look what I found. Oops. I'm gonna call this the John Solar Bowl. It's just gnarly. I'm gonna see what I can spin with this monstrosity. Of course, some of this has to be trimmed off, but I see a nice profile in there of coming up and around. Nice big wide mouth, little short bowl. It looks pretty even when you get it at the right angle. So we'll see how this turns out. Enjoy, John. Haha. This would be a good one. Does that look centered to you? Kind of looks alright to me. Let me try something. Alright, let's fire this thing up and see what we can get out of it. I'm sure I'm going to have to resharpen a bunch. With root balls you get all kinds of dirt and rocks and pebbles, and we'll see. I'm just trying to find out where I'm at center-wise right now. Hey, you can see I'm hitting here and here. Nada, nada, nada. I got enough meat here though to continue. I think I'm just going to let it fly for a few. Alright, I think I got it pretty much centered up as much as I'm going to get it. I'm hitting here, pretty equal. By the time I get rid of some of this, I'll just be touching here, and hopefully it'll be good. So to keep my center, I'm going to go ahead and make my tenon on the end real quick and get it in my chuck. Turn you back on in a few. Alright, I brought you back down to earth. I don't know if that was a good angle or not. I'll put you back in the normal spot, I guess. Alright, I got my tenon in the chuck, and I got the balance pretty decent. Just about the time I get good here, I should be hitting here. I just want to shape it up a little. I would love to get my lathe speed wider open, but I have to do a little bit more loppering first so I can get the balance better. That sentence is dedicated to Kim Tippin Wood Turning. Great channel, go check her out. Of course, Dark Matter beat me there again, and they call me the stalker. So we're coming along. I got my quill extended all the way out, so I need to do some cutting here on the edge and trim it back a little bit so I can slide my banjo forward and retract my quill a little bit. I got a pretty good grip on it in the jaws. The quill's not super necessary, but I want to keep it there until I get some of the knockaround stuff off. Just in case one of these branches hits the side of my chisel square on or something, I don't want it flying out. So let me get you situated back up above, and check out Kim's channel. It's a great channel. She does some beautiful woodwork, and she'll talk you through it, by golly. Alright, I'll turn you back on in a few. See, that's what I'm talking about. Getting a good hard smack right there. Kind of threw it out of balance. But I gained me another inch I can get in there. So let's move it in. Okay, maybe a ½ inch. See, I actually had my quill out so far the lock wasn't even engaged. Now it is. Alright, I'm going to keep poking away at this monster.
Must have hit a rock or a piece of dirt on that pass because it just rounded the edge right over on my chisel. Gouge. Be right back. Look at this crap. I was wondering why I wasn't getting a cut out here at all. Every time I'd come out here, it's like I couldn't get the right angle on my chisel. Look what I just found. Look what I just found. Focus. Isn't that nice? I love root balls. Nice rock. So I'll pry that out of there and then carry on. Wow. Isn't that strange how certain shapes are pleasing and other shapes aren't? I think the rest of that I can get with the sander so I don't end up with any more splits and what have yous. So let me do some grinding. I'll turn you back on in a few. That sounded pretty creepy. Might have a rock or hunk of dirt in there or something. I guess we'll find out when we hit it with the gouge. Oh boy. Alright, what I'm going to do instead of sharpening my bowl gouge every 5 minutes, or quicker than that, 2 minutes. I'm just going to use my pointy carbide just to rough it out, get it closer, and then I'll do finishing cuts with my bowl gouge. And also, this thing, it's fast, but it takes actually a small cut, so there's actually kind of less torque on it. And hopefully it won't fly apart. Cutting a lot of end grain. It actually doesn't look like it's cutting too rough. It's actually not cutting bad at all, considering it's all end grain and this little fine cutter on it. Well, I'm going to continue on with this. I'll get my Forstner bit back up there and hollow out some more with that, and then go from there. As you can probably see, I ran into a big old vein of dirt, and hard telling what else. I mean, it's enough, so it's a good thing I was using that carbide. I'll just keep chipping away at it till it goes away, or I just have to deal with it. Real nice. Turn back on in a few. Alright, I'm going to do something a little decent with this piece. It's got nice grain in there, but it's kind of a bland color. It almost looks like a maple. I'm going to put some stain on this Minwax oil stain. This is English chestnut, and see if I can bring some of the grain out. Some of the bark came off, some of the bark stayed on, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do them edges also. I got some little sticks and stuff on here I just left. Looks kind of cool. Yeah. This is bringing out all my little flub-ups that I didn't sand good enough. So I think I'm going to have to run this back through the sanding process again. Get it a lot nicer. Yep, this isn't going to be an easy one. It's going to take about 3 more hours of sanding, I think. I'll come up with something. This looks terrible. Real blotchy where the grain had opened up. Okay, my mistake. Back to the sanding stone. Alright, I tried staining this piece and it's no way. It totally looks like mud. Anything that's cross grain or everything is all blotchy and nasty. So I'm going to take my new scraper and try to get that stain off. I've turned it into a negative rake scraper. It's a little bit more user friendly and a little bit less of a learning curve. So let's see if we can get that stain off. It's a little bit out of round. It's been like a week since I had on the lathe, so I'm going to go ahead and get my bowl gouge out and just take a thin slice off it and take the warp out of it. Makes it pretty nice. I don't have a legitimate burr on the edge of this. I just touched it with a grinder. So I have to get a... Can't remember. I'm legit now. I got what every turner has to have. the little interchangeable Velcro drill disc thingy. So I'm going to work this down through the grits. Right here I got a little bit of stain that I couldn't hit with the cutters. So I'm just going to keep poking away at it and sand it back off. I'll tell you what, folks, I kind of laughed a little bit, but I got to tell you, these little foam sanding disc things are legit. If you can get your hands, I got mine on Amazon. This seems like kind of a cheap version. I'm sure there's better versions with better foam. This one here, you have to kind of hold the Velcro down and then peel. Uh-oh, see, I'm already having trouble. Hold the Velcro down and peel the sandpaper off. Otherwise it feels like the Velcro is gonna come right off. And this one here I got really hot, so I got paper stuck on there. But as far as sanding goes, I hate hand sanding. This is like the best thing I've ever used. It's awesome. Get you some. I'm going to upgrade and get a better one. Turn you back on in a minute. So, I really don't know what this wood is. It looks kind of like maple or birch or some kind of swamp bush. I really don't care. Actually, the grain's coming out pretty good with the finish. I'm just putting some shellac on here for a sanding sealer. The piece of wood is really dried out. So I want to lock up the fibers and shit. That wasn't very good TV, having a smoke in your hand when you're working with flammable material. But anyhow, I want to put the sanding shellac on here as a sanding sealer just to set everything, because this piece has been dead and just left around forever. I don't even know where it came from. I found it in a scrap heap heading for the dumpster, so I grabbed it. Looks kind of cool. I got some hand sanding to do around the edges. I want to round them over so they're not so sharp, and they got a little bit of fur on them. I want to get that off. So we have more to go. See what it looks like on the inside. It looks okay. But it wasn't a bad wood to cut, other than it being dry as a bone. I guess it could have been like a, I guess there's a hedge maple. It's kind of a scruffy version of the maple tree. Basically a trash tree. Grows around swamps and stuff, and obviously hedges. We don't have hedges here, we have fence rows. Alright, let me swing you around. Well, I got to take the bottom off it. Let me turn you off for a while. I'll let this set up, do some hand sanding, and then I'll take the bottom off and put up some pictures. See you in a minute. Close enough to knock off, and I'll just sand it with my new Velcro sanding disc. Alright, let me shut you off and get you a couple pictures and we're out of here.